So right now, a lot of creators are getting demonetized, and most of the time they don't even understand why their channels were affected. In this video, I'm gonna break down some of the most common reasons for demonetization. We'll also look at real YouTube channels that have been demonetized and try to understand what actually went wrong. Now, before we go any further, I wanna say this. There's usually no smoke without fire. YouTube doesn't just wake up one day and start demonetizing channels for no reason. In most cases, there's always something behind it. Back on July 15th, 2025, YouTube released a statement to creators. In that update, they talked about cracking down on mass-produced content, repetitive content, and what they call inauthentic content. And they made it clear that this type of content may no longer be eligible for monetization. And before you think I'm taking YouTube's side, I'm not. I run multiple faceless channels myself. And trust me, I don't want to get hit with demonetization either. But at the same time, we have to understand something. YouTube is a massive corporation.
Your reign ends now, king of the algorithm. We will not bow to your central...
And if we don't play by those rules, they can remove us permanently. And that's exactly why I made this video, so we can learn from other people's mistakes and avoid falling into the same trap. Also, just to be clear, I mean no disrespect to any of the channels I'll be using as examples. These are simply my opinions and observations from someone who has been on YouTube for over 5 years and has generated over 1 billion views across multiple channels. All right, let's get into it. Right now, YouTube is heavily focused on two things: inauthentic content and mass-produced or repetitive content. So if you're wondering what that actually means, let's look at an example. Take a look at this channel.
Nah, that dog is wrong for that. At least if you're gonna be angry, act like it the whole time. She looks so cute at the start.
Where did you come from? Oh, hell no.
That's the fastest reaction time I've ever seen in my life. This guy could win a gold medal at the Olympics with that kind of reaction time.
Now, first of all, this is actually a great channel. What they do is react to viral videos. And I know a lot of you might be thinking, what's wrong with that? Reaction and commentary content is allowed on YouTube, right? Yes, yeah, but here's the issue. YouTube may classify this type of content as mass-produced or repetitive, especially now that a lot of creators are using AI to pump out similar videos without adding enough originality or real effort. From YouTube's perspective, it starts to look like low-effort content made purely for monetization, and that can hurt the platform overall. On top of that, this can also fall under inauthentic content. And here's where it gets tricky. With short form content like YouTube Shorts, it's very hard to truly transform a video in under 30 to 60 seconds. There simply isn't enough time to add meaningful commentary or unique value. So even if you're reacting, YouTube might not see it as transformative enough. Now, what's the solution? If you're running a reaction or commentary based channel, it's much safer to focus on long form content. With longer videos, you have more time to properly express your thoughts, add depth, and genuinely transform the original content, which makes it more likely to be considered acceptable. And I'm speaking from experience here. I run a commentary-based animal channel, and it's doing just fine. No demonetization. Personally, I think this situation is temporary. YouTube is still trying to figure out how to properly detect genuine creators versus low-effort AI content. But for now, this is the safest approach. Now, let's look at another niche YouTube is targeting heavily. Take a look at this animation channel.
He took one wrong step, and suddenly, he couldn't move. This man was an expert hiker with thousands of miles behind him, but now he was trapped. It was a quiet morning in a remote canyon. He stepped into a stream that looked perfectly solid. Clear water.
This one is honestly painful. These guys clearly put in a lot of work. They have a full team of animators, and yet they still got demonetized. The likely reason? YouTube may be categorizing this as mass-produced content, even though it's original. And yeah, that's tough because for some people, this is their main source of income. So what can you do in a situation like this? My honest opinion is to be very careful with appeals. Yes, you can appeal the decision, but if your appeal gets rejected, it can sometimes make things worse for your channel. So in some cases, it might be smarter to wait it out because I do believe YouTube will eventually fix these issues and better recognize genuine content. Now, another niche that's currently getting hit hard, kids animation channels. For example, channels that create content around major characters like Disney, SpongeBob, Mickey Mouse, and so on. The problem here is a bit different. When you use well-known characters, the original owners, like Disney, may have influence behind the scenes, and if they don't like how their characters are being used or portrayed, that can create problems. Or there's also something else I've noticed. YouTube sometimes uses viewing behavior, not just account settings, to determine the audience. For example, if a child watches cartoons on a parent's phone, YouTube may temporarily classify that account as belonging to a minor. And if your content gets pushed to kids, even unintentionally, Suike, it could be flagged under stricter content rules. So what's the safer approach? In my opinion, creating animations around smaller original characters is much safer than using big, well-known franchises. So, yeah. These are some of the main reasons why faceless channels are getting demonetized right now, and the niches that are being affected the most. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and share the video so it can reach more creators, and I'll see you in the next one.